So my mom and I executive produced a documentary called Zarowski v. Texas that follows three extraordinarily courageous women who were denied medically necessary abortion care. And I think we have to bear witness to these stories because we do think these stories need to be heard.
Okay, so Chelsea, I'm glad for you and your new documentary. But talking about the stories that need to be told and your activism to help women, are you going to make a documentary about the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, who's in famous island your father visited many times, not to mention Epstein's girlfriend, who's also a convicted sex trafficker, attended your wedding? But are you going to tell the story of those victims?
Curious if there was a disconnect between perhaps the brand of the Democratic Party and President Biden. And I think one thing you and I agree on is Donald Trump is an existential threat to this country.
Alicia, you're using the word existential threat in front of Hillary Clinton, who literally made up a fake dossier to remove a sitting president from office. And I also find it interesting that, I'm not suicidal by the way, but I also find it interesting that the Clintons' good friend, Jeffrey Epstein, and his clients who ran an underage sex trafficking ring were never called an existential threat. I wonder if that's because Bill Clinton took 26 trips on Epstein's private jet and visited his underage sex island. So let's talk about that, then we can maybe talk about why the client list was never made public.
Do you think it would be wise of President Biden to preemptively pardon your wife, Hillary Clinton? She apparently is on Kash Patel's list.
First, she didn't do anything wrong.
Of course.
Second, she followed the rules exactly as they were written. Remember how the emails were such a big issue in 2016? Trump's State Department found that Hillary sent and received exactly 0 classified emails on her personal device.
Well, I love the confidence, Bill, but that's a very dishonest way to put it because they found that she committed a total of 91 security violations involving the emails, but the FBI just decided not to charge her. And that's the same FBI, by the way, that refuses to disclose a certain famous list that you may be familiar with. We call it the Epstein list. You may call it, I don't know, getting a massage with friends list. And I'm doing very good mentally. I'm not suicidal. But let me ask you this. If you had to take a guess, would you say that the FBI found exactly 0 people on the list?